We know that Marvel Studios is already working on a new way to bring the X-Men franchise into the MCU. Many people believe that it could be done through the multiverse, since Deadpool 3 will be in the MCU but still part of the old continuity, so this could be a way that it's handled. And there's certainly been plenty of teases of unexpected answers and teasing what's to come of the X-Men sooner rather than later. So let's go over to a new interview with Jace Sheffer, the showrunner of WandaVision, and them dodging the question again. I think there's certainly plenty of evidence to support the theory that Wanda and Pietro in the MCU could have been mutants, or at least have had some sort of dormant gene that laid within them that was unlocked. And this is teased in the Wakandan Files book that's part of the canon MCU universe. They say that there's something off about Sokovia, specifically something in the genes, and this is why they were able to get those powers unlocked, and that there was a higher concentration of that gene in that one area. This could possibly be a setup for mutants. Again, if it is, if they ever reference it again, if they don't, who really knows? One would assume that they will, considering that the Eternals is teasing building up mutants and the X gene, but again, we have to wait and see. Now, when it comes to Wanda Maximoff, when it comes to her family connection, it's very apparent. Her and Pietro, relation to Polaris, relation to Magneto, it's been there. It's something that even casuals are starting to become aware of. So when Jace Sheffer, the showrunner of Marvel Studios' WandaVision, was asked about referencing the source material and about establishing a connection with Wanda and her relationship with Magneto, it was answered with silence. And then that was followed up with, "Oh, you're sneaky, just slipping that in there like it's no big deal. Just going to ask about mutants. I'm just going to keep my voice normal, not tip my hand. Yes, I cannot speak of such things, but I appreciate your question." So the big thing here is, and I think it's quite evident once you read that, is that they literally cannot. They were told not to. They're not allowed to speak of these things. And that's intentional. Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige has told them, do not talk about this. If somebody asks you about connections, about referencing that, about teasing it even, do not mention a single thing. And that's by design. It's not because they don't know, it's by design because they don't want spoilers or leaks or even any sort of mini confirmation to be out there. Like, here's an easy one, for example. They say, well, maybe they are descendants of Magneto. And us sitting here, we go, okay, well, if that's the fact and Sokovia is in Eastern Europe, here's how it went. Magneto was a Hydra experiment. They were trying to unlock mutants. They couldn't figure it out. Magneto, along with some other mutants, escaped. They settled in Sokovia. That's why there's a higher percentage of this certain gene in Sokovia. There we go. We made a connection. Now it's going to spread like wildfire, and they just want to avoid that. They want to avoid anything. And I think, again, that's by design. That's by design because they have plans. Now, whether these plans end up falling into place by the end of WandaVision or not, that remains to be seen. But there's definitely something going on here that they don't want confirmed, because we've had so many teases and leaks out there of what's coming, and the leaks specifically saying we're getting our first hints right as Phase 4 starts. At the time, that would have been the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now it's WandaVision. Maybe things have changed a little bit, but I definitely still think we're gonna get those references sooner rather than later.